my name is Jake Nicholson. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I want to talk about the huge increase in evictions of tenants. This has happened very, very quickly since the Renters' Right Act became law in the last few weeks. We're talking huge increases. When I share the numbers with you, you will be absolutely shocked. And I think that this is going to get even worse. So in this video, we're going to talk about why this is happening, how many more evictions are we expecting, who's sharing this data as well, and what, more importantly, is this going to get worse? I think it is. I've also got some updates on the court time it takes to get to court at the moment. That is increasing quite quickly as well, and the expectation is that it could take as much as a year very, very quickly to get a court date to evict a tenant. So that's a lot to go through. So before we jump into this, if you're new around here and you haven't done before, do subscribe to the channel over there and hit that bell notification. We've just hit 51,000 subscribers, and by subscribing, you'll get all the latest house price news, interest rate news, property investing tips, and much, much more. And let's get some views on this video. I think this is important for people to know what's going on. How can we do that? Well, your part's very simple. All you need to do is smash like, tick or like, do something to that like button. That helps with the YouTube algorithm, and that really does help the channel grow. So thanks to everyone that does that. So this is some data from a company called Landlord Action. I saw the guy that owns Landlord Action on the news. He's been doing the rounds on the news this week, talking about just how bad the Renters' Rights Act is already for tenants. You see, the Renters' Rights Act was the Renters' Reform Bill, then the Renters' Rights Bill, then the Renters' Rights Act. Now it's law. It's been kicking around for a few years. The Conservatives tried to implement it, didn't quite get it done before they were voted out. Then Labour, to be fair, have got this done quite quickly. And there's some big parts in there that worry landlords. And I think the biggest fear for a lot of landlords is when something called Section 21 goes. Now, right now, if you want to get rid of a tenant and still until the 1st of May, that's an important date next year, the 1st of May, up until the 1st of May next year, you can serve something called a Section 21 notice. That's a no-fault eviction. That means for any reason, you can get your property back and the tenant can't really argue with that. Now, when that goes, you've got to have a notice called a Section 8. Now, a Section 8 is a fault eviction. That means that the tenant's done something wrong normally. It means that they haven't paid you rent, they've damaged the property, antisocial behaviour. Those are some of the main issues. But it also can mean maybe that you wanted to sell the property or various other reasons like that. There's a number of reasons why you can evict on a Section 8, but you've got to have a reason. Whereas Section 21 is just, look, I want my property back. It could be Section 8 that you want to live in it as well. So some of these rules in the Section 8, for example, let's just say you want to sell it, you might get your property back, decide you want to sell it, but then nobody wants to buy it. So then you're like, I want to put it back onto rent now because I need some money coming in. Well, you can't actually do that now. And that's a problem here that we've got. So Section 8 is a little bit more complicated. Not only that, it's taking a long time to get a court date for this. So I've got those dates here as well. And so court is currently taking, was taking 24 weeks. That's already in the last few weeks. It's now gone up to 27 weeks. 27 weeks to just get a hearing. That doesn't even mean you get your property back. You might fill out something wrong in your paperwork and get an adjournment, or the judge might be ill. I've had that on court before where the judge just wasn't very well. Paid for my barrister, no one was there. We got adjourned. Now we have to wait 5 months for another hearing date. It's crazy. So courts are backed up. And here's what I think, that a lot of landlords are just basically mulling this over, seeing what happens. They know that they've got until May 1st to serve this Section 21. And some people, they just don't want to serve a Section 21 to someone before Christmas. So I think you're going to get even more people do this in January, February and March next year. I think you're going to get inundated with this. So what the landlord action is saying is happening already. How bad is it? Well, just year on year, Section 21s are 62% up. 62% up. That's crazy. So that means that this government act that's there to protect tenants, to make their lives easier, is actually backfiring because it's making more people homeless. Homelessness, I did a video on this a few weeks ago, is up 14% this year. 14% this year, but we've only had this Section 21 being abolished for a few weeks. That number, I think, next year is going to get scary. It's going to be double digits up again on an already huge number. People in temporary accommodation, number 300,000 at the moment. The government don't really have a plan to get them out of this temporary accommodation. And I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe I'm wrong. You tell me what you think. I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of 2026 that 400,000 people are in temporary accommodation. The cost of that to the government is absolutely crazy. One of you was talking about this in the comments last week where your council gave the figures out and they said it cost them £700 a night to put someone in temporary accommodation. That's more than staying in the Ritz in London. It's crazy money that it costs to put someone in this temporary accommodation. It's crazy. I think this has backfired. I think it's going to get worse. And I think you're going to see a huge amount of people made homeless. But also people that aren't made homeless, that don't get a Section 21. I think that the rental market's going to contract quite a bit next year. Now, that isn't good. And that is meaning that rents will probably rise quite a lot next year. And then it will go in a vicious cycle. Then there'll be talks about putting rent caps on. They might do that. They said that they won't do that at the moment. If they do, they did it in Scotland. We've got the data already. We talked about that this week as well. That's made rents go up faster than in England. Rents went up with rent caps in Scotland faster than in England where you didn't have a rent cap because there wasn't enough properties and all the landlords just made sure every year they increased as much as they could, where some people in England are just keeping the properties low, the rents lower if they've got a good tenant. Tons of people comment all the time on this on the channel. So look, this means there are opportunities in property at the moment. If you're a landlord, maybe stick with it because you're going to get more rent. Rents are going to increase. Your mortgage is likely to come down over the next few years. And if you know what you're doing and you comply with the rules, it's not all bad. I'm never selling any of my properties. My goal is to build more assets and keep them running for my two girls. I've got Georgia, who's 24, Amelie, who's 4. I want to make sure that they've got some assets here that are more predictable than whether they're going to be employed because of an AI robot taking their job in the future. And so because of that, that's what I'm looking to do, is just buy more properties, but with deals that can add value. I'm not looking for buy-to-lets in new build properties. That isn't going to work for quite some time at the moment. And on that note, I just want to share that we've got the Black Friday deal at the moment because, like I said, buy-to-let is dead. Like, it's really hard to do a standard buy-to-let at the moment. You need to buy properties below market value where you can add value. I'm talking small refurbs. They don't have to be extensions and crazy stuff like that. And so in the Property Accelerator on our Black Friday deal, we'll teach you how to buy, refurbish, refinance, rent the properties. We'll teach you how to do lease options. There's tons of landlords that want to get out of the market because of that stuff, but they can't sell. Maybe they've got a 100 grand house up north that they need to sell for 100 grand, or they'll lose money. So maybe they'll consider something like a lease option where you secure the deal for £1 today and you complete on it when the market's recovered in a few years from now. We teach you that in the Property Accelerator. Then we look at high cash flow strategies. What about an HMO where you rent it out on a room by room basis or serviced accommodation? All of that is in the Property Accelerator. Click in the description and grab a copy of that. It's £169. You can even pay it off in monthly instalments to make it better for your cash flow if that works as well. So check that out while you're here. Do smash like, do subscribe, and check out all the other content on the channel. 1,500 videos now, including this video right here.